So if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I think that this episode will be worth your time. I'm going to be talking about 5 benefits of starting a YouTube channel this year. You know, YouTube has 2.7 billion monthly active users right now, so there's a massive audience, and the creator economy is expanding and booming. There's a lot of opportunities to earn a side income, start an online business, but there's also a lot of challenges right now. And so we're going to be covering sort of what's the landscape of YouTube, what are some of the opportunities. And you know, personally, I have been doing YouTube for over 10 years. I've got 3 silver play buttons, a gold play button. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've also had quite a few successes that I think will serve you and help you maybe make some decisions for what you want to do next when it comes to your YouTube journey. So let's dive in. So here are 5 reasons it's smart to start a YouTube channel in 2025. Number 1 is to get discovered and to attract a following. The first big idea is that the audience on YouTube is massive. Is there competition? For sure. And it actually gets a little bit more fierce every day. But when we look at the fact that there is 2.7 billion with a B people that consume YouTube every single month, it's an absolutely staggering number. And then you think about like the largest YouTuber. If you add up all of his channels, he has maybe 400 million subscribers, which is insane, but is also a drop in the bucket compared to the more macro global audience on YouTube. And then when you look at some of the famous articles like Kevin Kelly's 1,000 True Fans, and you realize if you have like 1,000 true fans, like not 1,000 subscribers, but like 1,000 people who like love what you do and support you. And if you monetize in the different ways, like that's the kind of thing that they're doing to support you, you could have a full-time income with a small audience. You only need maybe a few of the right leads for your business with a small channel. And so the numbers are huge. And one of the biggest questions that comes in is like, but Sean, isn't YouTube saturated now? And I can actually definitively, scientifically say, YouTube is not saturated. I think that this made sense to me, you know, as a dad now with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. We have bath time and you have a sponge to clean your kids off. And if you put that sponge into the bath water, at some point it is completely saturated. It's full. You pull it out. It cannot contain and hold any more water and soap. So here's the question. Is YouTube full? Can it contain any more videos? Well, kind of a funny question. Like it's not full. Like people are still uploading videos. And then there's another question. Are people done watching videos? They're like, yep, you know, I've seen enough. Isn't that maybe actually true though? You know what I mean? But like still, we still watch more content. I've seen enough. I don't think I want any new videos. I'm just going to watch the old ones. No, we love new stuff. We love novelty, new videos, current events. Like media is always expanding. YouTube is expanding. And who knows where YouTube's going to be in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. But here and now, it's the #1 video platform. It's alive and well. It's the best. I think it was Washington Post that said it's the healthiest economy on the internet. Like out of the digital economies, YouTube is responsible for so many jobs directly and also indirectly through the creator economy and people like you that want to start channels. So it's not saturated. I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying that it's possible and it's a great place to get discovered and to attract a following. But let's go a little bit deeper. Another aspect of this is the YouTube algorithm itself is designed to surface relevant content to viewers. So when you learn to make strategic content and you learn how the YouTube algorithm works, you'd be shocked about how brand new channels can start getting discovered and start building a following, even if they're starting right now in 2025. In fact, YouTube actually has a dedicated team to new and small channels to work on the algorithm to help give up-and-comers a shot. And this isn't like an altruistic because they're just saints and they just care about creators. Ultimately, I do believe they care, but YouTube's a business and they're in it to make money. And the way they make money is advertising. And the only way they can advertise is if people keep watching content and people keep watching more content and they're satisfied with the different content they're watching about all kinds of weird hobbies and different stories and news and conspiracy theories and fitness and sports, everything. Like There's always this opportunity for people to get into niche, interesting veins. In fact, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, what's the weirdest thing you watch on YouTube? Would you be willing to share that in the comments? What's the weirdest rabbit hole you find yourself going down? Let me know in the comments. And so small creators have a chance to get discovered. That's content discovery, and the YouTube algorithm itself is a favorable algorithm to new channels, especially that learn strategy. Also, search. YouTube is a massive search engine. Now, one of the trendy phrases is YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, which technically defined by Gemini, which is the AI that Google owns, and YouTube is all owned by the same parent company, Alphabet. There's Gemini, there's Google, there's YouTube. And Gemini says, well, YouTube's actually not a search engine, but billions of people search on YouTube, and it's bigger than Bing and Yahoo and all the other search engines combined in and of itself. And so getting discovered and building a following, when you start to understand search-based content and creating content that ranks in search, that's a massive opportunity. And then you can go deeper. Google search. Google loves to surface, meaning promote, meaning when you type a search in Google, or these days, audio prompt, videos are part of the responses, and YouTube videos are part of the responses. So again, this first point is get discovered and build a following. This is figure outable. In fact, if you're new to our channel, hit subscribe, stick around. We'll show you how to do this stuff. And so even if you're starting from scratch in 2025, YouTube is still a great platform to build an audience, to get discovered, to build a following. And then finally, under number one, the long-term growth potential. There's a term of content, which is my favorite kind of content, and it's called evergreen content. There's kind of two big buckets, evergreen content and trending content. Trending content is maybe self-explanatory. A news story breaks, a celebrity is trending, you make a video, you tie into it. You might get a lot of views, but you get them for a few days, and then that video may never be viewed again. The flip kind of content is called evergreen. And I like to think about this, I was born in Seattle, Washington. And so in Seattle, we have all four seasons: summer, spring, winter, fall. You'll probably see snow in the winter. You'll see 80, 90 degrees, sunny weather, blue skies in the summer. But we have what's called evergreen trees. And these trees are green all year long. And so evergreen content is similar. It's not just relevant for a week or a day, but for months and even years to come, the videos can continue to get views. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I think it's also smart to think about that sometimes it starts slow and that YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. But if you're committed to the long haul, your momentum, there's kind of a good business word called flywheel. Like the flywheel starts slow like a train, like it's slow at the start, but once momentum builds, once you've got some videos out there, especially if they're being found in Google search, YouTube search, the algorithm, and you're maybe getting a few subscribers a month, but then you're getting 100 subscribers a month, but then you get 1,000 subscribers a month, and it builds over time, especially with evergreen content. I actually have a video that's over 15 years old that still gets views. Maybe 2,000 views a year, grows my channel like 19 subscribers, but it's 15 years old. That is crazy if you think about long-term growth potential. And then you start thinking about, what if I just don't stop? And what if I improve? Because your first videos are going to be your worst videos when you start a channel. But what if I just start slow and just kind of get into this thing, but then start to improve as I go? The first big idea is YouTube is a great place to get discovered and to grow a following.
Do you ever wish that YouTube came with a cheat code? Well, it kind of does. It's called vidIQ, and it's packed with AI tools to help you grow your channel faster. Think of it like having a YouTube expert in your corner, giving you personalized tips and tricks to improve your videos so that ultimately you can get more views and subscribers. And the best part is you can try it out for 30 days for just $1. If you want to grab this offer, just go to vidiq.com/think or click the link in the show notes. All right, let's get back into the episode.
The second reason to go all in on YouTube this year is to start or continue building your personal brand. Now, what is the power of building your personal brand? Think about characters like Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Mark Zuckerberg. What do their personal brands allow them to do? Well, If you think about their businesses that they own, their personal brands can help them raise the value of their business, attract top talent, promote their business. Now, additionally, there's some thought leadership. You look at Elon Musk, controversial character, but now getting into politics, leveraging his personal brand for all kinds of things. I mean, he purchased a media company, Twitter. And so there's all kinds of aspects of personal brand. You think about Oprah, pre-social media, she realized the power of media. As she's building a personal brand, she's able to grow any business that it wants to promote or talk about. She's able to have influence, have open doors of opportunity. Well, Mark Zuckerberg recently went through a whole rebrand. I mean, have you seen him lately? He's got like a chain. I need to get a chain. He's got like, he's all hip now. He's trying to rebrand the face and the vibe of Meta, but he's thinking about the value of the company. He's thinking about future. He's thinking about relationship and perception in the media and with their customers and the public. Okay, what's the point? Your personal brand is leverage for you, even on a small scale. Let's take it to regular everyday people like you and me. It's like, I'm a small town kid, college dropout, grew up in Arlington, Washington, an hour north of Seattle, went to Arlington High School and grew up on 6 acres with some goats and horses. And I had no connections in Hollywood. No media connections. Nobody gave me an open door to start being able to do media, right? We're living in the creator economy. I started to post videos on the internet that I filmed in my bedroom. And today I run a small media company. We got employees and it's weird. Things have gotten kind of official and publishing content, and I've had all kinds of open doors, been in Success Magazine or Forbes and been on stages and stuff. Like, why? Well, the power of personal branding. And even before all of that, I started a YouTube channel and it led to me getting a promotion from a small town, moving to Las Vegas, getting a better job with a better salary, with health benefits, with also like more influence or a chance to learn from just a whole different level of the people I was working with, because I started a YouTube channel and I started to put my thought leadership out there and I started to build a personal brand. And so a couple of reasons why it's a great idea to go all in starting a YouTube channel, even if it doesn't get huge, is to showcase your expertise and your passion. To start building a portfolio of your thought leadership, your passion. Who are you? That might grow and monetize and go full time. That might lead to job promotions. It might lead to open doors. It might lead to relationships, friendships. In fact, you can connect with a like-minded community. When you start posting content and kind of get into the content creation game, you start meeting other people. And they often say your network, your net worth is up to your network, or your network is your net worth, which is kind of true. You need to expand your influence, your connections. And starting a YouTube channel, putting some things out into the conversation is one way to do that. Enhance your career prospects. In fact, listen to this stat. A strong personal brand can lead to 10 to 20% increase in income, according to a 2023 study by Career Builder. So even getting a raise at your current job, making a move to somewhere else on the other side of a personal brand. 92% of recruiters use social media to find candidates. And so it's a preemptive move even to start building your personal brand on your YouTube channel. Now, if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you can increase the value of your business and drive sales. For entrepreneurs, 72% say personal branding has helped them acquire new customers. So personal branding, if you're as a business owner, service provider, if you haven't stepped into that game yet, there's more revenue waiting on the other side. There's more leads, there's more prospects. You can attract opportunities. You can build a portfolio as a body of work. And I think the other powerful thing about having a personal brand is accelerating trust in an AI world. In 2025, AI is everywhere. And so check out this stat. 63% of Americans are more likely to buy from you if you have an established personal brand. And one of the things that you look at from Google, and this is a evaluator of quality content on websites that Google uses, and it's EEAT. And it stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. EEAT. This formula is the key to success on YouTube and the internet in 2025. Because we're going to see this massive rise of AI. We're already seeing it. We're going to see a massive rise of like lower quality content or like good information, but like it's AI, like it's just going to be everywhere. It's like anybody can chat GPT that, anybody can Gemini that. But you know what nobody can do? They can't be you. They can't have your stories. They can't have your experience. So what's interesting is Google is basically saying for websites, and Google owns YouTube, that we want to surface information that's not just from AI, that like all of that is common. We want to surface information, one, with experience. So what's your personal brand? Your experience, your stories, your struggles, your trauma, your ups, your down, your scars, your lessons. Your expertise. Okay. It's one thing to know facts, but expertise knows context, nuance. What have you lived through? You know, whatever you start your YouTube channel about, it's like you've birthed 5 kids, 10 kids. Have you birthed 10 kids? You know, you've raised them. You've had a couple businesses that you've grown and sold and that have failed and exit and bankruptcies and some things. Like there's some lessons in there. There's some grit in there. You know, you've had the ups and downs. You made it through college. Like the different things that you can take and share online. Authoritativeness. You have credentials, experience, and then trustworthiness. And so this is what's cool about this is AI can't have these things. I love AI and I think it can help content creators go faster, but being a real human on the internet, having a YouTube channel that's really you as a person and as a personal brand, like eventually everyone's going to have an AI chatbot giving them information on their website. Cool. Where's that connection with you? And if I could watch your videos, learn a little bit about you, hear about how you can add value, hear some of your stories, it's going to be this massive trust accelerator. This is already true, and it's going to be more true as we go throughout 2025. And so one reason to start a YouTube channel is to build or continue to build and amplify your personal brand. Number 3, generate multiple streams of income. It's true. YouTube is a massive money-making opportunity. Now, we're not going to go super deep into this in this video, but there's 2 big categories I want to cover. There is making money on YouTube, and then there's making money with YouTube. There's like 7 ways to make money on YouTube. There's like 14 plus ways to make money with YouTube. And I actually have a YouTube challenge coming up where we're going to be talking about that and other things. If you're thinking about starting a channel, wanting to get your first or next 1,000 subscribers, if you go to tube1kchallenge.com, you could register for that for free, but I'll hit a couple of them. So making money on YouTube is this idea that like you can make money on YouTube itself. Most people know this, but once you get approved for the YouTube Partner Program, you could get paid for views. But you can also do things like channel memberships. And you can also do things like super chats. If you're live, people can tip you. And then there's things like Brand Connect once you qualify, where you can get brand deals right through YouTube. YouTube shopping is a massive wave right now. Affiliate marketing built right into YouTube. And we're seeing shopping on all kinds of the other vertical platforms. This is only going to be bigger as the future continues. In fact, this last few months, we earned a few $1,000s just doing tests and experiments with YouTube shopping on our main YouTube channel, Think Media. So that's on YouTube. It's very interesting. You want to be thinking about your strategy. One, you might just want to start knowing like there's financial opportunity and I'll figure this out as I go. But there's this one path of making money on YouTube, and there's this path of making money with YouTube. And the big idea there is like you could make money with anything, meaning if you put a billboard up in your city, you could pay the money and perhaps somebody driving by takes action and goes to a website or calls the phone number. You could, use other social media platforms to try to get attention. But this would just be, the platform's more of a marketing channel to affiliate marketing. The platform's a marketing channel to your own merchandise or your own events or your own coaching, or it's a marketing channel. It brings awareness to leads and prospects. Again, maybe a business owner, you want to buy or sell houses as a real estate agent, meet prospects. Maybe you're doing network marketing on YouTube versus with YouTube. And you know what's interesting? It makes me think of a story of why you don't need a huge channel if you've got the right financial strategy. And so one of our students named Jen DeVore Richter had 546 subscribers. And she sent us an email and said, I just had an $11,000 week thanks to your VRA program, which is is our main YouTube education program. But here's the point. She made $11,000 in a week, not a month, because her small YouTube channel brought awareness to her services. Now, she actually had agency that serves business owners. So that would mean you're making money with YouTube. YouTube becomes this way to drive awareness to your bigger financial strategy, your bigger economic strategy. But here's the good news. Even if you're like, I'm not even sure, I just kind of want to start making videos. Well, it's still a great time to start, knowing that there's so many future opportunities as you start to chart out your, what we would call a YouTube money plan, and that the ways continue to multiply. I mean, they truly do. YouTube has a dedicated force of a team that is trying to think about how creators can continue to earn in more ways, whether that was not only adding YouTube Shorts, but then adding monetization to YouTube Shorts, recently adding YouTube Shopping. And then as it comes to making money on the internet in general, the ways continue to multiply as well. So generating multiple streams of income, I think the right mentality to have is this isn't like get rich quick. It's not like the day you start your YouTube channel, it's like you have multiple streams of income. But I think it's knowing, is there a reason to go all in on YouTube? Yeah, the financial opportunity is real. If I commit to this thing, if I'm diligent, disciplined, I skill up, and I'm also patient, there is a lot of money to be made down the road. Number 4, establish influential digital real estate and future-proof your brand. Now I'm excited to unpack this one because we're about to get deep and kind of a little bit more advanced, but establish influential digital real estate and future-proof your brand is kind of a whole different way of thinking of why it's worth investing in YouTube. Here's some categories. Create strategic business assets. So under this, I think about intellectual property, an archive of content, a base of subscribers, building an email list, and building a text message list. It's not that you have to do all of these things, but the power of starting a YouTube channel over time, and I just think looking back over my career now, like what is the value of the main channel Think Media? Well, even just in and of itself, it earns $380,000 to $500,000 to $450,000 a year in ad revenue. It's a media library, and that's intellectual property of videos that are assets. Well, will they be assets forever? Well, nothing necessarily is assets forever, but you're actually building up a body of work. You're building up IP, intellectual property. And as you actually create your YouTube channel, should you kind of go down maybe an education path, you might start to develop proprietary processes, frameworks. Like we have our 7R system. It's a proprietary process. It's a framework. So intellectual property, an archive of content, your subscriber base. Now there's also, I mentioned email lists and text because it's also a good idea not to depend only on YouTube. But if you're building up subscribers, that has value as a strategic business asset. If you're building up an email list as well and letting people know about how they could get on a newsletter or get some other value. And again, these are options, but a text message list, these are all business assets that could be the second order consequences of you just getting serious, punching fear in the face, and starting to create content on YouTube. And like I mentioned, we're taking this to a pretty advanced level. I'm coming to you on almost the 10-year anniversary of Think Media. And I just mean from going full time. There was like 5 years before that when I just posted my first ever video, like about, I don't even remember, how to stay informed in media. Maybe we have a clip of it. And I just kept going. And so there's like levels to the game, and you never know what's going to happen over time as you build up valuable assets. Another one is to leverage tax advantages for business owners and media companies. One of the reasons to go all in on YouTube, you got a 9-to-5 right now. You've got your main job, your main income. Starting not a hobby, but starting an online business or a side business has great tax advantages. Now, I'm not a CPA, and so this is not financial advice. And I'm speaking to you from America and in the US, but this is real. And so you could do your research to realize like, okay, I am passionate about doing this. I would love to do this, but I'm not just going to make videos necessarily and treat it just as a hobby. I am going to go in with the intent of starting an online business. And in doing so, now I could write off my home office square footage. I could buy computers and cameras, and those become tax write-offs. I think about this. Consider, one of the main things I have done and do is I'm a tech reviewer. So I review cameras and gear. And so I remember when my friend Nick said, hey, do you want to go to Colorado and go skiing and snowboarding? And so I thought about it and I thought, okay, that'd be interesting. And I would always ask, like, how could this be a write-off? Check with my CPA. Could this be a write-off? Is it ordinary and necessary? Now, just a leisurely trip. Maybe he is one of our students, a business colleague. Could we do some meeting things? Yeah, but do we have to go there? Well, here was the interesting idea. Action cameras. Okay. I review action cameras, GoPros. At the time, there was a camera called the Yi 4K. And so I was like, well, is it ordinary and necessary? IRS terms. This is not financial advice, but to go test an action camera in a real environment, I got to get it in the snow, get it in the temperature, put the wear and tear of the wind, and it's meant for action. So now, is this a legitimate trip, filming every day with the camera, getting footage? That footage is edited into a video. And so now this trip has become a business trip. Okay. So then you have the meals on the trip because you got to eat. Those are 50% deduction at the time. And I know we're probably getting geeky and I just lost all audience retention at this point in the episode, but this is just a way of thinking. Okay. You want to go to cool events, cool cities, network with other creators, collaborate, film podcasts, do different things. Why not see if those things could become a way to save money on taxes? And there's always like the meme of like, oh, it's a write-off, so I don't have to pay for it. Well, no. Like, you still pay for it. You just are paying for it with pre-tax dollars. You're able to maybe increase the thing you're passionate about, stretch your dollar further. Something to look into. In fact, I'll link in the show notes to some episodes with some CPAs on how to leverage YouTube for tax advantages, other things business owners can do. And here's the big idea. You're not just starting a hobby YouTube channel, you're starting a media company. So something to think about. Now, evergreen content. YouTube videos can remain relevant for years. We've kind of already touched this one. But when we talk about future-proofing your brand and digital real estate, you creating ranked videos and building a library of media assets on your YouTube channel is what I mean by digital real estate. Like, there's, fast forward to today, and Think Media will show up on the other side of a lot of searches, our various podcasts, or our main channel. That's digital real estate. This is the reason why you hear us say the term ranked videos. A ranked video is a video that basically shows up if you type in a search term. There you are on that top result or that first page on the other side. That's real estate. Now, it might be temporary because videos can move around. And another way to think about a ranked video is when someone expresses intent. And if you've ever typed something into YouTube, like if you were like shopping for a dog and you were like, Boston Terrier, and if you type in Boston Terrier to the YouTube search bar and you start watching some videos, what's going to happen? All kinds of Boston Terriers are being recommended all over your homepage and they start showing up in your suggestions. So a ranked video just means YouTube starts promoting you, whether they show you on the suggested or anywhere else. And so as you master this skill, by starting before you're ready, by ignoring the whole tax advice part at this point, because you don't need to necessarily worry about that first. There's a lot of things in this video you could even set to the side. It's like, start before you're ready, start messy, ready is a lie, start poop your pants scared. You got to just go for it, But just knowing that, like, over time, YouTube is like a fine wine. It gets better with age. And that's evergreen content that can grow in value. And then the last thing here is, this kind of ties into number 3 as well, personal branding, is think about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and how he's leveraged his personal brand for massive success, but then also how he's future-proofed his brand and continued to compound the value. So by doing a thing, and that might, in our case, again, I know we're starting a lot smaller, and I'm not saying we're going to become The Rock, but I mean, I think wrestling, right? I don't know if that was first, but I think he gets into wrestling, WWE, WWF, builds his body, builds his influence, but then he starts to do the acting thing. Then he starts to get a social media following. Then he starts to build his personal brand. Okay, what's that lead to? Okay, Terramana Tequila launches a business, breaks records. Zoa Energy, is that how you say it? ZOA energy drink. Project Rock, Under Armour. $7 Productions, XFL, his film projects. Future-proof your brand. Establish influential digital real estate. These two kind of compound. You just never know where you're going to be. And so bring this down to like your local city. Don't you want to be like if you want to be like the number one real estate agent in your local city, or you want to be a couple hundred subscribers on your YouTube channel, as well as your influence in the community, the digital assets you're building, the online branding, your website ranking, the SEO, there's no reason why you can't be the rock of your county and have media assets, and it could lead you to deals and open doors and networking. And this is kind of all the points stacking. You want to start your YouTube channel today, because if you're going to be future-proofed for tomorrow, tomorrow's going to be too late. And so now's the time to do the work. Now's the time to press record, which brings us to number 5, which is fight evil, tyranny, misinformation, and lies, and generally bad advice on the internet. Now, I don't know what your ambitions are. You might be like, Sean, I'm just starting a gaming channel. Like, what the heck are you talking about? But I think that one of the coolest reasons to start YouTube is because of something you're passionate about and a cause you truly care about. And the fact is this: we have seen now YouTube disrupt elections. We have seen social media just flip political powers in countries. And I'm not trying to go too high level, right? It's like, are we going to do that with our small channels? I just want to encourage you. It's like, there's a quote that says the only way that evil can triumph is if good men and women stay silent. Like, there's just something about you raising your voice and joining the conversation. We are seeing a disruption of traditional media and the rise of independent content creators. And I just think there's a massive opportunity. Now, I also understand that with great power comes great responsibility. And so I hope you're not spreading misinformation or lies or anything like that. But it's like when you hold yourself to a high character and a high ethic and high integrity, and there's probably some things that frankly kind of tick you off. You know, you like look around and you're like, man, this is happening in culture. This is happening in my city or my country. Like, we're living in a world where independent people can join the conversation, where the gatekeepers are gone. And my personal conviction is there's real evil in the world and there's real good. And we need more purpose-driven people raising their voice and starting meaningful YouTube channels, even if that just means bringing more positive and values building and faith building content creatively to the platform, more people with high values and high ethic building educational YouTube channels. We have the opportunity to fight tyranny and to fight evil and to fight misinformation and to fight generally just bad advice that gets spread on YouTube. And I want to encourage at least one person watching this that the next generation needs mentors. Like, they need real wisdom. They need real life advice from people that have real experience. I think there's a massive opportunity right now for people in their 40s, people in their 50s, people in their 60s to start YouTube channels. There is too many 20-year-old life coaches, and there's too many 23-year-old business experts. Respect to the next generation that's doing some incredible things, and to the 1% of them that actually maybe have a legitimate business acumen that they've built at a very young age. Unfortunately, a lot of it's just smoke and mirrors and knowing how to game algorithms, rent cars, rent and lease jewelry or whatever, to just like front on social media to scam or mislead people. We just need people of real substance. And it doesn't mean you're going to have a huge audience or a viral audience, but who's waiting for you to show up and take your dreams and goals seriously on YouTube? Who could be waiting on the other side of you punching fear in the face and bringing valuable content from a life that you've lived, from the highs and the lows, the mistakes you've made, the wisdom you've gained? The world is flooded with information right now, but it's starving for wisdom. And so I hope that one or two people listening to this episode maybe thinks, okay, there's a money-making opportunity. I could build a personal brand. I could grow an audience. I could even see some future benefits here. But there's also a cause. Like, what fires you up? What gets you excited? If you just are going to create an entertaining channel, that's cool too. You might be like, I'm not exactly fighting tyranny, Sean. Like, relax. I understand. But I think there's something about digging to a deeper level of purpose. And we need good men and good women that are willing to get uncomfortable and start YouTube channels. Now, I'm curious, if you watch the YouTube version, which of these points did you like best? Is there any other reasons you could think about why now is a great time to start a YouTube channel. And if you want some more help, I'm actually hosting a 5-day challenge. It's entirely free. It's called the Tube 1K Challenge. I'll link to it in the show notes, or you can go to tube1kchallenge.com. Every day we learn something. Every day you'll be challenged to do something, to get started, to plan out videos, even to film a video. There's some giveaways of cool tech and software, and it's a lot of fun. We only do it a couple times a year. So if you want to register for that for free, go to tube1kchallenge.com. My name is Sean Cannell, your guide to building a profitable YouTube channel. Like, rate, share, review wherever you listen to the podcast, and I will see you in a future episode.